Hey, and welcome to another edition of the 30-Day Attitude Challenge Daily Helps. We are almost wrapped up with this commitment today and tomorrow, and I'm so proud of you for taking the time and the energy to try and make your life and the lives of everyone around you just a little bit better by improving attitude. Well, today I want to give you another tip on keeping that positive attitude, and it is related to something I call the bounce. You should practice the bounce. In other words, when you have a negative thought, or you have a negative emotion, it is important that you conflict that in your spirit, that you don't just let that happen, because an unresolved or an unattended to negativity will kind of settle in as an infection and eventually come out inside of you. So, what do I mean by the bounce? If you have a negative thought, then you think in your own mind the actual word bounce, and you bounce from that thought to another. Move from the negative thought to a positive one. If a negative word comes out of your mouth, then the next thing you could say is bounce and correct it with something positive. It is a very physical, it's a mental, it's an intentional way of taking anything negative that just springs up inside of you and saying bounce, and bouncing to something positive. I guarantee you that if you do this enough, it'll become habitual, and eventually you'll start doing the right thing first. Eventually, the negative will become the minority in the amount of thoughts that just spring up. It will become the lesser of the two when they just randomly appear in your mind and in your heart. You'll begin to think more in a positive way. You'll begin to speak more in a positive way if you will practice the bounce. It's habit forming, it is habit breaking, it is intentional in redesigning and retraining how you think and how you speak. So it's simply called the bounce. So the next time you're watching TV or the news and that negative thought creeps in, mentally or physically say bounce and replace it with an intentional positive thought. The next time you're in conversation with someone and you say something negative, what an impression would it make if you look at them and go bounce? And when they say, what does that mean? Let me say something positive, and then explain to them what your commitment is. Everyone around you will be excited that you are intending to be more positive and a better influence on yourself and others. So, practice the bounce. And once again, we're going to learn to pray positive, think positive, speak positive, and correct fearlessly. Have a great one, and bounce away.